So in the previous example of ambiguity, we have seen that the problem can be solved using the scope resolution operator. The scope resolution operator can tell the compiler that to which I we are referring. Whether we are referring to I derived from first derived class derived 1, or are we referring to I derived from derived 2. But still we had two copies of the same variable I. Okay, so what if we want to use only a single copy of that variable? We want only one I to exist in this program. Okay, so the solution to that is to use the virtual base classes. Virtual base classes can prevent multiple copies of the same class. So base class, the top base class is inherited by derived 1 and derived 2. So when derived 1 and derived 2 are inherited by derived 3, then there exist two copies of base class in derived 3. But we want only a single copy of base class in derived 3. So this can be accomplished using the virtual base classes. Okay, so to accomplish this we use the keyword virtual. Okay, so let us see how to implement this concept of virtual base classes. So this is the previous program. In this program, this is the base class. It had data member I. So data member I was present in derived 1. It was also present in derived 2. And when both of these classes, derived 1 and derived 2, were inherited by derived 3, then two copies of I existed. Okay, but we want only a single copy of I. So how can we solve this problem? So this problem can be solved using the virtual keyword. So where to use the virtual keyword? Virtual keyword will be used when you are inheriting this base class. Okay, so this base class is being inherited by derived 1 and by derived 2. Okay, so when we are inheriting, we will make this base class virtual, and similarly here also we will use the keyword virtual. Okay, so now what will happen when derived 3 will inherit derived 1 and derived 2? Only one copy of base class will exist. Okay, so because one copy of base class exists, so we do not have any ambiguity. So in the main function here we had ambiguity, therefore we use the scope resolution operator. But now there is no ambiguity, we do not need the scope resolution operator, we can directly use ob.i. ob.i here it is referring to the single copy of I which exists in derived 3 class. Okay, and here also we can use ob.i. Okay, and let us run it. So it is working very well and it is giving us this answer 60. Okay, so this was about the virtual base classes, and this concludes this chapter on inheritance, and these are the references for this chapter.